Hey, good evening. It's Friday evening, just a few minutes before our weekly Zoom hangout with the students. I think I will release this though after that. Just a quick update about Caswell this summer and our camp experience in general. I've been telling you guys that I will let you know as soon as I know anything more. Caswell, we all know they decided to cancel all of their June camps and they were going to reschedule us to July. And then they said that they were going to call each group individually, and I guess that meant me, individually to try and reschedule to see when we could make it in a July week or that sort of thing. So I've been waiting. I've been telling you guys for the last couple of weeks that we were playing the wait and see game. And I told the youth council when we met on Wednesday, as soon as I knew something, I would make a special announcements video. Earlier this afternoon, I was finally contacted, not by a phone call, however. I received an email, sort of a mass email to all youth group leaders. Um, and what that information said, or what that email said, was that because of the CDC guidelines on large group gatherings, uh, Caswell was going to cancel all of their large group gatherings for the entire summer. So that meant June, which was already canceled, July, and I guess the first week of August. But what they were stressing was that simply meant the large 1,000 kid sanctuary worship time. And what the email has said is that they are going to open their facilities for your reserved dates, the group's reserved dates, to come and sort of put on their own camp. So there's even like a virtual, apparently for several years now, they've been recording Caswell, like their worship services and their preaching. And they've been making an e version available for people, I guess, who can't make it, and they're saying that that will be available. And so conceivably, a group could show up and be hanging out at Caswell, and just in the mornings and in the evenings, instead of going to the worship hall, you kind of get together in your house or in your hotel or whatever, and you just watch it on TV, which I think is really cool. But what they haven't made clear, and the reason I don't have a concrete answer for you guys as to what we're going to do yet, is I had to ask them two questions that they weren't very clear on. I had to ask them whether that meant that June camps were back on. They had canceled June camps, and they said that they were going to move us to July. And now they're saying that they're just canceling the large group sessions. So I've emailed them and I've asked them, or I emailed them back and I've asked them, does that mean that our June reservation is still good? Can we still go the last week of June, into the 4th of July? Can we still show up and then put on our own sort of camp like they've talked about? I don't know that yet. So because of that, I can't give you yet a concrete answer as to what we're going to do, because I don't know if we still can do that, or if I'm still waiting to find out if we're moved to July. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. The other question I had to ask them was cost. They said that with no large groups, worship time going on, there was going to be no program fee. So that cuts a good bit of cost for each student. The program fee is a good bit of money, not too much, but that does cut the cost down a little bit. But I've also had to ask them, what's the cost going to be in general? If we wanted to show up and still stay in our hotel and still eat at the caf and all that kind of stuff, what's it going to cost roughly per student with no program fee? There's like $100 fee to get the e experience, the what I was just talking about, the virtual Caswell experience. There's about $100 fee. That's not very much. It's almost $100, I believe, per student for the program fee as a group. So that actually cuts that way down. So I've just had to ask them two questions, and that's the reason why I'm releasing this video, to let you guys know I finally have some more information. But I don't know everything, and I can't make a decision yet. But this weekend, I should know, not this weekend, but I should know what we're going to do this summer by next Wednesday. I'm hoping they can get back to me on email, or I can call them this Monday, and I can know for certain what's up, what we're going to do, or at least have a more clear. But what I want from you guys, as today is a month out from when we would have left, or when we may still leave. So what I need for you guys this weekend is to pray along with me and the other pastors on staff. So the other pastors on staff and I are praying for what we should do as a youth group, because in the coronavirus, a lot of people have been affected financially. Our church has been affected financially. So we need to know whether Caswell is really something in the cards financially. I know many of us out there probably can still afford it. Work hasn't necessarily slowed down for many of our parents. But for some of our parents, it has, and for many of our church members have been affected financially. So we need to know whether not to say whether it's worth it, but whether we really want to invest that kind of money into a summer camp. I know there's much heart behind this camp and there's much heart behind this experience, but that's just one element we need to pray through. And we also need to pray through whether this is the right thing to do this summer. So join in me this weekend, join with me in this weekend of prayer for the Lord's guidance and the Lord's will to be made clear to us. I know camp has a very emotional, very emotionally deep in us. Many of you guys were saved at Caswell or saved on summer camps. And so camp is kind of the time where you get up and you go and you worship twice a day and you really get your heart on fire for Jesus. And I love and appreciate that. But we need to be praying as to whether it's in our cards this summer to be able to put on a sort of a camp experience, or whether we'll have to do something else. So join and pray with me this weekend and next week as I and the pastors on staff and we want to seek after the Lord's will for our summer camp. So other than that, I can't wait to see many of you on Sunday. Many of you will come and worship on the lawn or sit inside where it'll be a little bit cooler. But that tree in the front lawn really shades that space. It was pretty surprising to see just how much of a difference that made. So I hope this information has been good for you guys. I hope this lets you feel a little bit less out of the dark. I know I feel a little bit less out of the dark, but unfortunately still have two questions that I need answered from them. So pray with me, and I'll see many of you on Sunday morning. God bless.